Hey, what's up, YouTube? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Whenever you get a chance to watch the video, I'm Demi the Don. So come on in, y'all. We're about to talk about it. What's up to the Rare Breed family? So, chosen ones, y'all already know we got to talk about it. We're going to hit on this topic. And, this is a topic that it makes sense why you are chosen, everything that you do, everything that you go through, right here, what we're about to talk about, it makes sense. You're an introvert. So we're going to talk about it, y'all, because at the end of the day, that is one of the first things that chosen ones we go through. Being an introvert means, being to ourselves or being alone, and we don't like the real big crowds. Because for one, we pick up on energy like it's nothing. Like, you could literally walk past someone and you just feel that vibe. It's just so strong, like, depending on if they're happy, mad, sad. Like, you tend to pick up on energy like it's nothing. You see what I'm saying? And, it's just something that, I hope I didn't jump into this too fast. So just let me back it up a little. We're talking about basically being an introvert in this video, things that we go through, how we feel. Because y'all, look, when we over here, this is your safe space. This is where you can let it all out, where you can vent, where you can accept who you are, where you know that you have a family and someone and people who can relate to you. That's what we do on this channel right here, to let you know you are not alone. Not only do you have the Rare Breed family with you, God wants you to know that you are not alone. Like, no battle that you are out here fighting, you are not fighting that battle by yourself, even though you are an introvert. Or maybe you have a hard time trying to figure it out. We're going to talk about it today. So, y'all, because some people just, they try to look at you like, they stay to themselves. Some people probably think you're better than others. That's not the case. Some people probably feel like you're just quiet. You don't have a lot to say. That's not really the case either. It's like psychologically you feel and you see things before it could really come into play. And that's part of what makes you chosen. You get it from your Father, for one. God says you get it from Him. You definitely get it from Jesus Christ. You get it from your Heavenly Father. It's one of your many gifts that you have being chosen. So, you get to that place that you just like being alone. Now, some of us do like being out and about and around people, but at the end of the day, it's almost like it feels draining when you are around people. But when you go to yourself, you get time to think. You get time to figure out how you want your day to go. You get time to think about things that happened and you probably were unsure if something happened, Like, I don't know. It's like you don't do it on purpose. It's just in you. You see what I'm saying? Like, some people just feel like you're antisocial. It's somewhat of the same thing. You feel me? But at the same time, you feel and you see these things coming. And God gave you that gift. That's, like I said, that's one of the many gifts that He has given you. Because when you think of things on a mental note, you process things differently, You notice things that other people don't notice. That's part of the reason. And excuse me, y'all, I'm a little under the weather. But, this has been heavy on my spirit. And I'm like, I gotta get this out. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse if I sound different or, whatever the case is. But I do feel a lot better today. But, y'all, basically, you being this introvert is what separates you from anyone else in the world. And God put that in you for a reason. Your thoughts and everything and how you process life is going to always be differently. You don't look at things the way other people look at things. And then on top of that, the energies that you feel around you, you still have to somehow protect your own energy. Because y'all, energy is powerful. It's just like, speaking with the tongue. It's powerful. So at the end of the day, you want to always be able to protect yourself. And like I said, some of us, we like going out, being in a crowd, but it can become very draining. I know when I used to go out, like when I was like really young in my early 20s, it's like I would go to the club, but y'all, I could not go like every single night. And it's like when I had those times that we would go every weekend, or we'll go do like happy hour somewhere, sometimes I would just feel really drained. And years ago, of course, I didn't know why I was feeling drained. Like, I didn't know why I got to the point that times I just wanted to be like by myself, and I just had to process things, y'all. And I know that you can relate. I know you feel the same way. Most chosen ones, we walk alone. Well, at least that's what they think, You really got your angels behind you. You got the whole divine realm behind you. You got your spirit guides, your ascended masters. You have all these people that surround you. So you are really never alone. You just look alone to the outside world. But we know you are not alone. See what I'm saying? And, along with that, some people probably think that, you're stuck up. And like I said earlier, they think you are antisocial. But let people think what they want to think, You can't help that you process life different. You can't help that you see things in a different way. You can't help that you pick up on energies and the way people feel. Because, y'all, sometimes it can become overwhelming. It can become draining. And you don't even know why you are so tired. That's because you had all these different energies around you, and it's a lot to process at one time. At the end of the day, excuse me, y'all, you get to pick and choose how you want to live your life. You don't have to be in the spotlight if you don't want to be in the spotlight. Because you're chosen. You don't care for the spotlight. You don't care to be out and about and around everyone in big crowds. You don't even care to go to the cookout, to be honest. You really want to just sneak in, get you a plate, and go back to the car. Or take you home. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I say, you process things on a different note. And that makes you a little smarter than most. Because you have time to think before you speak. And to see, most people don't do that in life. Most people, they don't think before they speak. And depending on what the situation is, chosen ones, you really don't at times either. Sometimes God needs you to just put it out there, no matter what, no matter how it's going to make a person feel, because you are a very honest and upstanding person. Even though you are quiet, even though you don't like to walk in paths, you don't like the whole group thing, or maybe once upon a time you used to like it, but now it's more like you need that time and that space to be to yourself and to be alone, and that's okay because that's part of your journey. That's part of why God made you who you are. And it's not for everyone to understand, because sometimes, like, y'all can explain things to people like all day, every day. And you can let them know who you are, why you feel how you feel. They still don't understand. They still don't get it. But that's okay. As long as you understand who you are, that's the most important part. Because, see, you are never going to be like anyone else. You are always going to find a way to go right while everyone else is going left. It's just in you. It's what God put in you. It's what he put on your heart. You know, it's the ideas that you get because you spend time alone. So you have a lot of time to worry about things that other people don't worry about. You know, it don't have to be anything important, but you have time to just think. You know, you have that mental, you don't have anything blocking your mental. Because for one, you know, you learn how to deal with the pros and cons in life. Spending time alone gives you time to have that chance with God. Like, God can speak to you better when you are alone. That's part of the reason, one of the main reasons why you are an introvert and why you are chosen for this journey. Because God needs someone that's going to be alert. He needs someone that's going to open their heart to Him. You can open your heart to other people out here in this world. You know, God needs that same respect. And we leave the door open so God can come in. And if you haven't got into that place that you do that, or, you know, you don't spend time alone, maybe it's been on your mind, maybe you think about it, or, you know, maybe you just don't understand who you are at this given moment. But this right here is your confirmation. If God put it on your heart, or if you do spend time alone, you know you're an introvert, or maybe you're trying to figure it out, this right here is your confirmation. Because, see, it won't even come to mind if you weren't chosen. You see? And some of us has been this way since you've been a child. I know I have. I just always kind of been to myself. And even though I'm an only child, you know, that still doesn't mean anything. I still grew up around family, you know. But it's like you're going to always have that quietness that's about you. And people can see that. And they know that, but they just can't understand, like, what's going on with you, why you move, how you move. Like, what do you see? Do you see the same things they see? Do you look at life the same way they look at life? Like, it's a lot of questions that people want to know because they don't understand. But like I said, everything is not meant to be understood. But just know that it's okay that you are an introvert. Just know that it's okay that you like to spend time alone. Because, see, God chosen one of the first things, and I did a video on that as well. One of the first things you notice when you start to figure out, okay, I'm chosen, something's not right, God will put you in isolation. So, you know, when God puts you in isolation, it's just like being an introvert. It comes so natural to you. It's almost like you're not even in isolation. Because it's almost like, okay, well, this is life for me. But then again, you know, when you are an introvert, you stay out of trouble. You stay out of drama. You know, you have time to focus on yourself, your well-being. You know, it separates you from certain chaos that goes on in life. And that's normal. You know, that's part of the things and part of the reasons why you are chosen. And it's part of the reason why you are unique. You know, you are not like anyone in this world. No one is like you. So at the end of the day, it makes life a little easier for you because you are able to balance out your life a little more. And then, you know, like I said, when you are introvert and you just spend time alone, it doesn't make you a weirdo or anything like that. If people want to think that about you, let them think it. Who cares about what anyone thinks? You live for you. You know, the only person that you have in this world other than yourself at the end of the day, it truly is God. Like, no matter how you are looking at life right now, God is the only person that you truly have at the end of the day. He is the only one you really need to open up and let speak to you. You know, He is the one you need to admire. He is the one that you need to take into consideration. He is the one that you need to talk to the first thing in the morning and the last thing at night before you go to sleep. It needs to be God. If you haven't done that or started that process, or if you don't feel that way, I say try it. Once you start to do things like that, not only does it lets God know that you understand the project, you know, it lets him know that he can trust you. because you're trusting him. You see, like, you're able to process these things because you spend that time alone. You left the door open for God to walk through. And he's going to come through, and he's going to come through for you. And y'all, this is something that, now I don't know if you know this, chosen ones, comment, let me know how you feel about this. But when you are an introvert, you are one of the most powerful manifestors in this world. Like, you can literally manifest anything you want. And y'all, if y'all have not tried it, you need to try it. You need to, those times that you spend alone and you just talk to God. And y'all, I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to just record myself having a random conversation with God. Just talking about anything that comes to my mind, because I tend to do that a lot. Like, my Heavenly Father is my best friend. Point blank, period. It starts and ends with God. No matter what I go through, whether it's good or bad, you got to have that faith that no matter what happens, you already know what the outcome is going to be. You got to understand that God is using you. You have to be okay with it. You see, when you spend time alone and you have conversations with God, he helps you understand a lot of these things. And back to what I was just saying, you are one of the most powerful manifestors because your Father listens to you. He hears you. Like, he understands how you feel. Even if you don't understand your journey, you need to go to source. You need to go to your Father and let him know, listen, God, I don't know if I'm chosen. I don't know why I feel like being alone. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I keep seeing repeating numbers. Anything that you have a question about that you don't understand, start asking God. He will show you. He will show up for you. You got to talk to your Father. You got to let him know what makes you feel uncomfortable and what you are comfortable with. Because he will readjust things in your favor. When you spend that time alone, you're that introvert. God knows you're chosen. You know you're chosen. You need to talk to him. God understands you even when you don't understand you, because he created you. And if something's not right, you need to let him know how you feel. Even though when you open up the door and you open up your heart and you let God in, he knows how you feel. So sometimes he step in before you even have a chance to say anything to him. Out of nowhere, you start seeing your angel numbers and they start relaying the message. It's just like when you go to make a doctor's appointment, you don't call and talk directly to your doctor. You speak with the nurse first. It's the same thing when you talking to God and you need certain answers. That's when you got the universal support. That's when your angels come into play. So y'all just, you understand how it works in the whole divine realm and how God operates. Just think about it as like a system that you deal with on a day-to-day basis. Just like if you were to, let's say you need to go and get your car looked at. Unless you have like a private mechanic, just like some people do have private doctors, how some celebrities do. You call and you talk to the receptionist. No matter what position you're in, you don't talk directly to the mechanic. You don't talk directly to the doctor. It's the same way when it comes to God. You talk to God, he can hear you. He's right there. But you see these angel numbers, and that's how, the message get across. Because your angels step in and they talk for God to you, to get through to you. Then if you truly just, like, you know what, God, I need you right here, right now. I need to understand what's going on. He will show up for you. Because you're going to feel, and you're going to see the change. Because y'all, look, another thing about being an introvert is that, like, you can feel your angels when they come around. And so y'all, when this first started happening, right, I used to just, it made me feel like I didn't know what was going on. Because out of nowhere, I would get this real good feeling inside. And I'm like, God, why do I feel just real good right now? Like, what's going on? I was just upset earlier or like 20 minutes ago, and then all of a sudden I got this good feeling inside, like nothing can break my spirit at that moment. It was God. It was God. It was my angels. You know, it's because I always leave the door open for them. Hell, at this point, I done took the door off the hinges and threw it. I don't need a door. God, my angels, y'all sit right here and stay right here beside me, because this is how I want things to be, you know. I want you to be here every step of the way. That's how I let it be known. That's how, you know, I speak with my angels, how I speak to God. You know, you just have to be comfortable with being yourself, and you have to be open. And so, y'all, you know, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I got this real good feeling like something good is about to happen. And y'all, it never fails. And it's a feeling that's so good that you wish you could just hold on to that feeling forever. But see, God does that because that's how he lets you know, I hear you, I see you, I feel you. You are not alone in this world. You know, you have to leave space for him to come in, because see, God is not going to come into your life while you have all these other people around doing the most. Talking, gossiping. You know, they have your attention. God needs your full attention. You know, he needs for you to be alert. He needs for you to understand that, you know, you don't have certain time to waste when it comes to other people. He's not going to come and join the crowd. He's trying to remove you and put you in a better place, so things can run smoothly for you in your life. Like that good feeling that I would get when I would feel God and I would feel my angels. That's the type of feeling that I want to have for the rest of my life. That's the type of feeling you deserve to have. I know you've gotten that feeling before. You probably didn't know why or when or where it came from or why it's happening. But I'm telling you now, this is your confirmation. Because God is always with you. God is in your life. Your angels are surrounding you. So that's why you feel that presence. That's why you feel so happy. That's how you know that no matter what you go through, everything is going to work out for your greatest good. That's how God is letting you know he is real. He is here. He is here to stay. As long as you want him in your life, he is not going to leave you. He is not everyone else. He's not around to use you and throw you to the wayside like you don't matter. That's how the devil do you. You know, him and his minions. But God and your angels will never do you that way. Even when you don't feel like you're in the best spirits, they are still there with you, making sure that things don't get worse than what it already is. Because in your mind, you know, it's up and down. You feel like things could go badly or not running smoothly, or you don't know. It's like, okay, I feel good now, but where is this good high taking me? You know, God wants you to know it's going to take you anywhere you want to go, because you are an introvert, you're chosen, your manifestation powers are through the roof. That's why he shows up, because he wants you to know, okay, this feeling that you have right now, imagine feeling like this for the rest of your life. Imagine being somewhere that you wake up every day and you get to feel this good. Imagine heaven on earth. You're an introvert. I'm telling you. And it's crazy because when people don't talk to you, y'all, they probably think that you are out doing whatever with someone else. And it's crazy because it was things like that used to cause problems for me in my past. It's like, what are you doing? You're not around me. You're not talking to me. You know, if I went with one friend, they thinking I'm with another. If I was in a relationship, oh, you must be cheating, because what are you doing? Spending time with myself, you know, taking care of my business. I still have a household to run. You know, I still have my own life. Just because you're not out around everyone doesn't mean, you know, if you're not with one person, doesn't mean you're with someone else. It doesn't mean you're out here cheating or you're just out with other people. Like, yo, you just really chillax. you know. And people who are not introverts, they don't understand that. They just try to understand, like, what are you doing? Like, you say you're alone, but how do I know that? It's like, and then that's a whole nother story, y'all, because, that goes with trust. Like, it's hard for people to trust you because you're so laid back. You're so calm at times, Sometimes people think that you are too good to be true. You that's watching this video, I'm talking to you. That's probably why certain relationships don't even last for you, because it's like, what is he doing? What is she doing? With who? When? Where? Why? How? They out here trying to figure you out, when in reality it's nothing to figure out. You just vibing, like you a vibe by yourself. You can't help it, because for one, it makes them insecure, because, and see, this just goes to show you how selfish people can be, because they really want you to their self. This whole you being alone thing, they don't like that, because they feel like, okay, I'm not around you. You claim you over here being alone. That gives other people time to step in while I'm over here working. It's how they feel. It's like, you have to try to make other people feel comfortable, when that shouldn't have to be your problem, So then you over here, you go into defense mode, because what can you do other than tell the truth? Like, I'm chilling by myself. And y'all, and that's another thing about being chosen, but I think that's for another story. We're going to talk about it. Keeping like relationships going, because with the different things that come along with being chosen and being who you are, it's not as simple as people make it seem it is to you. It is to us. But when you're not on the same page, it's chaos. It's different. So you just out here just enjoying life, just spending time alone, because most of you love a good beach. You love nature. You like when it's just kind of quiet and you can relax in a different scenery, because y'all, I don't know if I mentioned this in another video or what, but I'm gonna mention it now. Chosen ones, look, if y'all don't live close to a beach and you thinking about moving, now I'm not gonna say move on the water, because see, I've been in real estate for years. I'm not going to say move near water, because it's hell of expensive. If you choose to, hey, more power to you, be my guest. But I would say move somewhere near a beach, even if that beach is like an hour away. That hour drive is nothing. Cause I know you like to travel. I know y'all like to just, take flight. You probably just like to drive for the scenery, but it's just so relaxing when you can just pull up to a beach and just walk the beach, or let's say you just want to take a little mini vacay, and you want to get a hotel, a condo, or Airbnb somewhere that's on the beach. It's relaxing. It's also good for the mental. It gives you time to just think about things that that's been on your mind. It helps you just get away for any trauma, whatever you have going on. It's like a relaxing environment. So I always encourage anyone, I don't know what coast or, wherever you may live in this world, just try to, when the weather is good, go somewhere to the beach. Take the kids, take your spouse. Y'all just need that time to relax. Or go somewhere and travel where the weather is good. Get good scenery of the ocean, the sea, fishing, crabbing, whatever your thing is, I just say go for it. So I know that was kind of a little off topic, but it goes part into being an introvert. We tend to like places where it's quiet. You really don't want to be in the midst in the crowd. I look back now and I'm sitting here like, I can't believe I used to club every weekend when I was young. Like young. I can't believe I used to be around the crowd, but now I see I'm glad that certain things happen because I have something to compare it to. Like I didn't understand it then, but I understand a lot of things now. And I become to know more of who I am versus who I felt like something I tried to be, or maybe other people tried to force it. Because y'all know how it is, and y'all have those friends and family. You'll never come out. You need to come out. Come outside. Y'all ain't nothing outside. Ain't nothing outside but drama, trouble, people who don't know you but don't like you anyways. Nothing's outside. Why you gotta go outside when God will come to you? You see? Then if you want to go somewhere and do something, then you talk to your Father about it. And then He's going to make that happen. He's going to make that happen for you. When you see the difference between being out in the crowd and then just relaxing, having that space, that time, that energy to get things done and get your work done. When you compare the two, you're going to wish you've been doing it the whole entire time. But you have to live. You have to have something to compare things to, So at the end of the day, y'all, it's okay to be to yourself. It's okay to be a loner. It's okay to go places you've never been or you think about wanting to travel. Or like I say, y'all, it's the summertime. You really need to go. Try to go on a day. Like sometimes going on the weekdays is not too crowded. It's not a lot of people. But, I ain't gonna lie, during the summertime, no matter where you go, sometimes it's just crowded. But, if you go like a Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on where you are, sometimes Monday is a little slow, and just get your quiet time, your relaxing time. Enjoy the view, enjoy the ocean, enjoy the weather. You deserve it. I feel like everyone in this world deserves a vacation. Because everyone needs something to compare something to. Like, you can't talk about doing certain things if you've never been through this over here. You always need something to compare it to. Because if not, how will you know? You see, when you're an introvert, you have time to think about the little things that really don't mean anything. Like, y'all, we could turn nothing into something. But it just depends. Depends on the person. Depends on, what's on their mind. Because we are all going through our own thing, We all have different lives out here in this world. No one person, no two people are living the same life. Even if they are best friends, they still don't live the same life. They may link up and go certain places together and do certain things, but it's still different. When they get in their home, close the door, they get in their car and they take off and they go their separate way, life is different. So at the end of the day, y'all, I hope that, you got something out of this. You know that it's okay to be an introvert. Know that you are chosen and God chose you for this. Know that it's okay to think outside the box, We're going to also hit on some other topics that I brought up, like relationships and, being chosen and being in a relationship. So we're going to definitely talk about that. It may not be in the next video, or it may be. We'll see. But at the end of the day, all God needs for you to do is to wake up and to be you. You don't have to explain who you are to anyone, to be honest. If you choose to, that's still up to you, Either they like it or they love it. It is what it is. God needs for you to be happy and understand that it's okay if you choose to be alone sometimes. That doesn't mean that you're going through something like psychological, like you're depressed or suicidal, or it doesn't mean any of those things. to be honest, to me, when I see people like that, I know they have a plan. You know, I know they're on a mission. I feel like, damn, they are smart. Like, they don't even know that they are being admired by someone who doesn't even know them. I can almost feel the grind and the hustle that's in them. You know, I know they are on path. But, you know, chosen ones, we see that in other chosen ones, and, you know, it's how we think. It's how we look at life versus others. And God wants you to know it's okay. It's okay to be alone sometimes. You don't have to be alone all the time. You just prefer. And, you know, people will try to come around and make you feel bad at times. So what? They just need someone to throw their problems on anyways. 10 times out of 10. But at the end of the day, y'all, we Rare Breeze over here. This is your world. We just happen to all live in it and coexist. We're all on path. We all have different journeys. This is a Rare Breed family over here. I'm Demi the Dunn. I love all of you. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in another video. Bye, y'all. Shout out to the Rare Breeds. Anyone just browsing through, hey, hit that like button. Share if you would like. Subscribe. I love y'all. See y'all in another video. Bye, y'all.